100%, man. It's like, obviously we highlight a lot of like the top echelon, you know, like they mentioned the B-bats, the strong ones, you know, the many strong ones, but the strong one. But like they're players that are consistently on the grind, especially like you mentioned, right? A character like Kragg who like has shifted, like you mentioned Rhino shifting in the metagame. I think Kragg is the most interesting case. Like we saw early in like the Genesis beta, where he's kind of like this like demonic, user to death machine, and now he's kind of like the guy that doesn't die because all his off stage is really wacky and silly. You watch him like ZB, the guy just does not die. So especially in a matchup like this where Wrastor is threatening that aerial gameplay and threatening those stocks very early on, you gotta be able to have the wherewithal to play around that and keep this somewhat in your frame of reference.
Yeah. Not Locks, oh my god. Kragg becoming the character that is... Oh, plenty for certain. Kragg becoming this, like, hey, I want to never die, like, defensive Kragg being on the rise in this match with ZB, with Cheesy Potato. Like, their primary means of operating is often with a defense-first mindset. That's really potent, but hard to do against Wrastor, whose offensive presence is honestly unstoppable if you set up the right circumstances, which Torna, we can see a couple times over, seeing them set up specific on-stage routes, trying to juggle the fast faller, and how more potently answering tech chases with that sweet spot up special. That is the biggest factor that any Wrastor can try to do. It's like, how do I get that as my finisher, not just an up clap or a forward clap, though it seems like forward clap certainly did the trick there. Torna kind of in an impressive showing thus far.
I mean, it's the whole thing about Kragg, like you mentioned, where it's like trying to slow the pace down. It's like, how do you occupy space like super deep when you're going against a character who can kind of just like, it's like an image on a Microsoft Word document, just kind of float over to you, drag a JPEG all the way across off stage, and like, boop, paint bucket, forward clap, and you're gone. What, dude? Like, it's Kragg. Like, if you look at Kragg, it's like, oh well, his survivability is so good because he like sits off stage and stalls for years at a time. And oh, what does Wrastor do? Oh, he floats. He flies. He prefers the air. That's kind of his entire thing. So it's just tough to play against as Kragg.
Yeah, it requires a very specific, like, low, like, understage type of defense, and more use of, like, wow, what a call out from Ev, god damn. Just instantly saying, hey, I've got to take advantage of Wrastor's biggest weakness, which is the fact that he can just explode. Like, that was 50% with a sweet spot of the down special in midair, and just gone. Of course, Torna trying to answer that and then some, getting ledge, looking for the right hit of down air, but no dice. Instead, Ev gets a chance to survive a little bit longer, take the little hits because you know you can survive them.
They find that wall jump to make it back on the stage. That back air at a shield still not going to do it though. Comes very patiently from ledge again, looking to stuff out that aerial approach, but Torna going to punish that accordingly with that slipstream there, looking to take advantage before it can come back online. But Ev still getting back in there, recognizing that you don't have the time to set up anything in this matchup, so you just got to get in there and get your grubby mitts all over this bird. To accentuate here again, Torna just waiting for this Kragg to overextend, and Ev doing the exact same thing with that big nair to catch this Wrastor jumping at a shield.
Survive this as much as possible. Look at these big, like, arcing hitboxes that Ev is going for. You know what? That's a pretty massive punish. Scrawl. The ways that Ev found a lot of value instantly is by putting out bigger, more active hitboxes. And then on ledge there, perfect follow-up. Back air into down B, excellent stuff. But it's a lot harder to do that reliably if you're just spending these double jumps so fervently in mid-screen. Because Torna is going to get a free slipstream, and then a free dash attack on landing, or dash grab, or a million other potent starters for Wrastor there. It's a risky gambit to play, but one that they're seemingly pretty committed to. Just got to be careful.
Pressuring with the back end of that forward air there, playing very patiently to cross up that Wrastor shield. Gonna get a little overzealous there with that down special. Torna accentuating there with the jabs and the down tilts going super deep there. By overextending just a little bit. Backflip coming out there again. It challenges Kragg off stage. The player gonna save you, but not from that forward clap. This unfortunately goes down with the amplification of the slipstream. Torna playing the matchup to a T, catching Ev in a lot of those preemptive areas.